presentation of BFA Sports.
Hitting fifth and pitching a freshman, number 10, Haley Doberman. Number 6, Natalie Buckman. Ladies, gentlemen, coaches, players, and officials, we direct your attention to the right field foul pole, where at this time we ask you to please rise when you are able. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor everywhere with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Our Lady Mercy Academy, home of the OLMA Villagers. Thank you for tuning in to BFA Sports. My name is Steve Westcott, coming to you today from Jamie S. Cook Field here on the campus of Our Lady Mercy Academy. And as you tuned in and as we came to air, you probably heard the starting lineups for the OLMA Villagers. But first, let's go over the starting lineups for the Crusaders. The pitching is Brielle Bernstein. Leo and playing third base is number 20. Checo. Batting eighth and playing left field is number 2, Kaya Wright. And batting ninth and playing right field is Riley Ann. Designated hitter we have as Kaylee, batting 10th. Our Lady Mercy Academy meets here, and the defensive alignment is as follows for OLMA. Wind is blowing straight out to right field, however swirling a little bit at times. And our leadoff hitter Bernstein is up for the Crusaders. Dobelman's first pitch is swung at and missed, strike one. Pitcher for Our Lady Mercy Academy is Haley Dobelman. Second pitch is there and swung at and comes up with a
The first baseman, number 10, Lydia Gardella.
on the hill. The pitch. Over. And Gardella is now down in the count 0-2. Strike three on a swing and miss by Lydia Gardella, and Dobelman has her first strikeout of the game, and the OLMA and Our Lady Mercy Academy has their first out of the game here in the top of the first. Now batting is number 8, third. First pitch to Rodriguez is in the dirt, and that's ball 1. Counts 1-0 here. 1 out in the top of the first. Cumberland Christian visits Our Lady Mercy Academy here at Jamie S. Cook Field. Rodriguez swings and misses at the second offering from Dobelman. Count now 1-1. Strike 2 on another swing and miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Leah Rodriguez here with 1 down in the top of the first. Line drive. The second, and it's an infield single for Leah Rodriguez. So Our Lady Mercy, Cumberland Christian has got ladies on first and second here. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 is the count to Soto. She swings and fouls one right over Our Lady Mercy Academy's first base dugout. Count is now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch is over, and there's a steal on the play to throw to third, and not in time. And Bernstein has a stolen base. She's at third. Rodriguez stays put, however, at first, and Cumberland Christian now are in business with runners on first and third here with 1 out. And that was strike 3 to Soto. So I'm sorry, there is now 2 outs. And now batting is Brooklyn Dawson. She plays center field, wearing number 7. 2 count to her is 2 balls and no strikes. Swings and misses. 2 balls, 1 strike to the center fielder, number 7, Brooklyn Dawson. Our Lady Mercy Academy has 2 outs here, looking to get out of this unscathed. Strike 2 on a swing and miss by Dawson. The count is now 2 balls, 2 strikes, evened up at 2-2. Dobelman's pitch. Ground ball hit to the pitcher. She'll throw it to first. And their call is an out on the play as the first baseman, Driscoll, dropped the throw from Dobelman, however, recovered it in time for the out, and OLMA does just that. They get out at the top of the first unscathed. Cumberland Christian leave 2 runners on, and we'll come back to the bottom of the first with the Villagers coming to bat. And we're back to Our Lady Mercy Academy, home of the Villagers. Villagers versus Cumberland Christian Crusaders here in an afternoon softball game at Jamie S. Cook Field. Cumberland Christian unable to score in the top of 1. We're going to the bottom of the first, and Our Lady Mercy Academy's lineup is as follows. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 2, Riley Welker. Batting second, number 12, playing left field is Devin Powell. Batting third baseman is number 18, Izzy Quinlan. Batting fourth is number 21 and catching Tegan Sofrin. Batting fifth is number 10, the pitcher Haley Dobelman. Batting sixth is number 7 and playing second base is Marley Gerner. Batting seventh is number 14 and playing right field is Sadie Seabrook. Batting eighth is number 5, playing first base Ava Jo Driscoll. And batting ninth, wearing number 6 and playing center field is Natalie Bachman. Cumberland Christian's defensive lineup is Brielle Bernsteel is pitching. Kirianel Pacheco is catching. Gardella is playing first, Freeriksen playing second, Soto playing short, Rodriguez playing third. Wright is in left, Dawson is in center, and that is Riley Ann, in right. Riley Welker steps to the plate. Leading off the bottom of the first for the Villagers against Brielle Bernsteel. The pitch is up high, and Welker takes ball 1. The second pitch is up high again to Welker. She looks at that one as well, and the count is to Riley Welker is now 2 balls, no strikes. Brielle Bernstein delivery is up high again, 3 balls and no strikes to Welker. The pitch. Over for a called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. The visiting Cumberland Christian Crusaders wearing their black pants with the white uniforms, royal blue. That pitch is inside, and drawing a walk to lead off the bottom of the first is Riley Welker. She is now at first, and that'll bring to the plate number 12, left fielder Devin Powell. Our Lady Mercy Academy wearing all black today with the gold lettering, green trim. First pitch is be over the head of the catcher, and Welker will get to second in advance on the play. Now she's going to look for third, and she takes that as well. Cumberland Christian kind of fell asleep on the returning the ball back to the pitcher's mound, and Welker taking advantage of that right there. Good heads-up base running by Welker. Now finds herself at third base with no one out, as Powell stands at the plate with an 1-0 count. That pitch is inside, actually behind the hitter, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Powell. Bernstein on the mound for the Crusaders. That pitch is up high. 3 balls, no strikes. To the left fielder for OLMA, Devin Powell. Welker at third. No one out. The pitch. That is inside as well. And Powell will take first, and OLMA now are in business with runners at first and third with no one out.
The third baseman, number 18.
And that'll bring to the plate third baseman number 18, Izzy Quinlan. Pitch is up high. Powell taking second to throw down is late. And now Welker will try to get home, and she does get home standing as the ball returns to the mound, not to the plate. Welker will score. Our Lady Mercy Academy executes the double steal with Powell going to second, and then Welker taking home on the play. That pitch goes to the backstop again, and now Devin Powell will take third. Two balls, no strikes is the count to Izzy Quinlan. That pitch is up high and in a little bit. Count is now 3-0. And that's ball 4. So again, with Our Lady Mercy. Sofrin. First and third, nobody out. The pitch is over for a called strike. That pitch is up high. Again, stealing second is Izzy Quinlan. No throw this time. Devin Powell scored on the play, and now Izzy Quinlan will take third. So it's 2-0 Our Lady Mercy Academy. Quinlan at third. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Sofrin. Strike 2 from Bernstein. 2 balls, 2 strikes to OLMA's catcher, Tegan Sofrin. Quinlan still at third. That pitch is up high and to the backstop it is again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count to Safran. Still no one out here in the bottom of 1. 2-0 OLMA. That is behind the hitter again, and Safran will walk. So again, first and third for the Villagers. Safran's at first, Quinlan is at third, and that'll bring to the plate the pitcher number 10, Haley Dobelman.
The pitcher number 10, Haley Dobelman.
Bernsteel's pitch is up high. Advancing to second is Safran on the play. So Our Lady Mercy Academy has runners on second and third. Here in the bottom of the first with no one out. 1 ball and no strikes is the count to the Villager pitcher Dobelman. Batting 5th in this lineup for the Villagers. And this pitch hits Dobelman, so now the bases will be loaded. Dobelman's at first, Safran's at second, and Quinlan, the 3-hole hitter, is at third.
The second baseman, number 7.
Batting for the Villagers, the second baseman, number 7, Marley Gerner. Pitch is up high and a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Gerner. Bernsteel just needing to find her location here a little bit. Needs to try to make Our Lady Mercy Academy swing the bats if she can. The pitch up high again, and this time inside. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to Dobelman. Bases loaded. Quinlan at third. Safran at second. Dobelman at first. I'm sorry, Gerner's up the bat with these bases loaded. 3 balls, no strikes now as they count to her. Pitch is over for a called strike. Gerner's still ahead in the count, however, 3 balls and 1 strike. Still no one out here in the bottom of 1. Villagers looking to tack on a few more here if they can. Pitch is up high, so Gerner will walk. That'll force in a run, which is Quinlan, and Our Lady Mercy Academy has a 3-0 lead. Bases still loaded, with Safran at third, Dobelman at second, and Gerner, who just walked, at first. Stepping to the plate is the right fielder, number 14, Sadie Seabrook. Pitch is up high again. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Bernsteel's pitch. Inside again. 3 balls, no strikes. So Bernsteel just trying to find the location here, trying to throw some strikes here if she can. OLMA has 3 on the board here in the bottom of the first and looking for more. And that pitch is up high, and Sadie Seabrook will walk as well. That will force in Safran. 4-0 Villager lead. Dobelman will now move to third. Gerner will move to second. And Seabrook, who just walked, is at first. Stepping to the plate for the Villagers is first baseman number 5, Ava Jo Driscoll. timeout is called. Crusader coach coming to the mound to visit with Bernsteel, try to settle her down. Our Lady Mercy Academy comes in with a record of 1-4. However, off to a very tough schedule to start with. Tough losses from at Holy Spirit and Middle Township are two that come to mind. 1-4, but home here, I believe, for the first time, and facing a local rival, 15 minutes away or so, straight down Delsey Drive here in Vineland on the Sherman is Cumberland Christian School. Umpire and Crusader coach, Coach Joel is how we were introduced to him, so we'll call him that, Coach Joel. Meeting. As we stated, first baseman number 5, Ava Jo Driscoll, is now at the plate. Lefty steps into the box, and the pitch is over for a called strike. Okay, it's a called a ball. Umpire made a motion for a strike, but it's fine. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes to Driscoll. Pitch up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Bases loaded for the Villagers. Nobody out. Pitches up high, 3 balls, no strikes. OLMA has them loaded with Dobleman at third, Gerner at second, and Seabrook at first. And that's ball 4. So Driscoll will walk. And that'll bring Dobleman home. 5-0 Villagers. Gerner advances to third. Seabrook to second. So due to going, the 5-run rule comes into effect here in softball. And Our Lady Mercy Academy's up 5-0. So we're going to move to the top of the second when the Crusaders come to bat. Welcome back to Our Lady Mercy Academy. We're starting the top of the second and leading off the top of the second for the visiting Crusaders, who swings and misses at strike 1, is the third baseman, Evelyn Freerksen. She swings and misses at the first pitch and then takes a strike for strike number 2. And Freerksen is down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Dobleman on the hill. She foul tips and stays alive, does Freerksen on that pitch. Cumberland Crusaders had runners on first and third in the first. However, Haley Dobleman was able to get out of that. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Dobleman. That's 1 out here in the second for the Crusaders. Stepping to the plate for the Crusaders is the catcher, number 11, Kirianel Pacheco. Dobleman's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. The delivery is over for a called strike. Pacheco swings and misses at the first one, and then Dobelman gets a second one over a strike, and Pacheco down in the count 0-2. The delivery, the pitch, foul tipped and stayed alive. Does Pacheco there? The pitch is swung and missed, strike three. Pacheco goes down swinging. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Dobelman, and out number 2 here in the bottom of 2 for the Crusaders. Now batting is the left fielder number 2, Kea Wright. Dobelman's pitch, swung and missed, strike one to Wright. The delivery in the dirt, ball one. Count to Wright is 1 ball, 1 strike. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, OLMA posted 5 in the first and hold a 5-0 lead. Pitch is on the inside corner for strike 2, and Wright is now down in the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good pitch by Dobelman right there, painting the black on the inside half. Swung and missed, strike 3, and Dobelman has struck out the side here in the second. That's out number 3. Crusaders do not score. We're going to go to the bottom of the 2 with OLMA coming to bat. Welcome back to Our Lady Mercy Academy. We're in the bottom of the second inning, or getting ready to start the bottom of the second inning. Our Lady Mercy Academy posted 5 in the first and hold a 5-0 lead. Coming to the plate and leading off the second for the Villagers will be the center fielder, number 6, Natalie Bachman. And then they go back to the top of the order with Welker and Powell after that. Good job by the pitcher, Haley Dobelman, in the top of the second, striking out the side there of the Crusaders to bring the Villagers back to the plate here in the bottom of 2. Little overcast day here. As stated, the wind is blowing straight out to right field and is gusting pretty good. Sun was out for a while, covered by the clouds now, however. Infield warm-ups are done here, and now we can start the second with Brielle Bernsteel on the mound for the Cumberland Christian Crusaders. Looking to throw some strikes and hope her fielders can make some plays for her here and get some outs here in the second. Bernsteel's pitch to Bachman hits her, and she is on first with a hit by pitch. And now we go back, and now OLMA goes back to the top of the order. And the top of the order is number 2, Riley Welker, who walked and scored in her first appearance. Pitch is up high, that's ball 1. Bachman at first. Second pitch is over for a called strike, and that evens the count at 1-1 to Welker. Pitch is up high. Bachman takes the lead, looked a little runnerish, however retreats to first. It's 2 balls and 1 strikes to the hitter, Welker. Pitch is over for a called strike, and the count is to Welker is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bachman at first. Bernsteel on the hill. Pitch is swung on and hit the center field. Coming in is Dawson. Dawson cannot come up with it. Bachman will head to second, and Welker is in with a single at first. Dawson came in, looked like she could have made a play on the ball, however couldn't come up with it. And that'll bring to the plate this 2-hole hitter number 12, Devin Powell. She scored in the first as well. She fouls one off over the third base dugout, and that's strike 1 to Powell, who, as stated, walked and scored in the first. Nobody out here for the Villagers with runners on first and second. On second is Bachman, on first is Welker. Powell up at the plate. Bernsteel's pitch. Over for a called strike, and Powell is down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Good pitch there by Bernsteel. That pitch is up high. Bachman is going to take third on the play, and Welker will take second. So they're both runners advance on the wild pitch. Second and third for the Villagers. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count to Powell. The pitch. Up high, that's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count is even at 2-2. To OLMA's left fielder, Devin Powell. Pitch is up high again, and that makes the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No one out here in the bottom of the second. The pitch is swung on and hit the right field, but foul. Good pitch there on the inside half to Powell. She was able to make some contact, but not keep it fair down the right field line. Count's still full of 3-2. Powell able to lay off that one, and that's up high. So now the bases are loaded. Powell's at first, Welker at second, and Bachman at third. No one out here in the second, and our third baseman, Izzy Quinlan, will step to the plate for the Villagers. The pitch is swung on and hit foul to right field again, and it's no balls and 1 strike to Izzy Quinlan. Brielle Bernstein on the hill Her pitch is up high. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike now. To the Villager third baseman, Quinlan. Bases are loaded with Villagers. The pitch up high. Runners do not advance. Good hustle by the catcher there for Cumberland Christian, Kianel Pacheco. 2 balls, 1 strike to Quinlan. Pitches over the head of the hitter. 3 balls, 1 strike. Five nothing Villagers. They scored all 5 in the first. Looking to add on here in the second. With the bases loaded and no one out. Pitch is up high, and Quinlan will walk. So Bachman scores. To third is Welker. To second is Powell. Quinlan's on first with the walk. Catcher Tegan Sofrin is now at the plate for the Villagers. Bases are loaded. She takes ball 1. Sofrin will step back in, gather herself. Bernstein will do the same on the mound for the Crusaders. And the pitch is inside. That's ball 2. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to Tegan Sofrin. She walked and scored in the first. Bernstein's pitch up high. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 run in here in the second. Alma's lead is 6-0. Bernstein's pitch. And Sofrin will walk. That will bring in Welker, which is her second run scored of the game. To third is Powell. To second is Quinlan. Base is still loaded, and the pitcher, the 5-hitter, will come to the plate, and that is number 10, Haley Dobelman. The pitch up high, ball 1 to Dobelman. Bernstein's pitch up high again. 2 balls, no strikes to the Villager pitcher. Dobelman was hit by a pitch in the first inning and scored a run. Again, we were introduced to the coach of Cumberland Christian as Coach Joel. So Coach Joel steps back out to the mound and speaks with Bernstein again to try to settle her, calm her down. Thank you again for tuning in to BFA Sports. Once again, I'm Steve Westcott here at the campus of Our Lady Mercy Academy. Sun is back out as we speak. We talked earlier about it being out and then it being covered by the clouds. However, back out now and shining bright. And there is going to be a pitching change. So Bernstein looks like she's going to go play third at this point. And that will bring to the mound the third baseman, Evelyn Freerksen. So a pitching change was made. Freerksen steps to the mound. Okay, welcome back. So there were a couple changes. The DH for Cumberland Christian was Kaylee Brogdon. She stepped in to play third in the last inning, okay, rather than DH, and now she is on the hill pitching for Cumberland Christian. The first pitch is back, and that's hit back to the mound, knocked down by Kaylee Brogdon, however, unable to gather it, and the bases are still loaded, and another run will score. So Dobelman gets an infield hit. And at third is Quinlan. At second is Sofrin. On first is Dobelman, and Marley Garner will step to the plate with the bases loaded. First pitch is over for a called strike from Brogdon. Second pitch is a little low and outside for ball one, so the count to Garner is 1 ball and 1 strike. Garner up the bat for the Villagers with the bases loaded. 3 runs in here in the second. Total of 8 in the game so far. In the bottom of the second. That pitch is up high for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to the hitter Garner. Pitch is over. Fouled straight back, however, on a good cut by Garner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With no one out here in the bottom of the second. That is strike 3 and the first out of the game. Sorry, the first out of the second inning for the Villagers. As Brogdon gets Garner on strikes. And now batting is number 14, Sadie Seabrook. Villager right fielder. Base is still loaded for the Villagers, however. Brogdon's pitch is up high. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Seabrook. Second pitch to Seabrook is fouled off the right field. It's no balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Brogdon now on the hill. She wears number 4 for the Crusaders. Sadie Seabrook has 2 balls and 1 strike. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. Base is filled with Villagers. Brogdon's pitch is outside, and now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sadie Seabrook. Bases loaded. She fouls another one over the OLMA dugout. Staying alive on that low pitch in the low part of the strike zone. Good piece of hitting right there by Seabrook to stay alive in the at-bat. Pitch is in the dirt, and she drew a walk because of it. Good job by Sadie Seabrook right there. Quinlan scores. To third is Sofrin. Haley Dobelman is at second. And walking just now was Seabrook, who is at first. That'll bring Ava Jo Driscoll to the plate. Left-handed hitter for the Villagers. She takes ball 1 in the dirt. Second pitch to Driscoll is in the dirt as well. 2 balls and no strikes. 3 balls, no strikes to Ava Jo Driscoll. Count is now corrected on the scoreboard at 2-2. One out here in the bottom of the second. The pitch to Driscoll is strike 3, and she strikes out looking. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for the Crusaders. That's out number 2 in the inning, and that'll bring Natalie Bachman, who started the second inning by being hit by a pitch and scored a run, to the plate. Bases loaded. Olma looking for more. Bachman fouls one off, and that's strike 1 to her. 9-0 Villagers. They scored 5 in the first, have 4 here so far with 2 outs in the second. Brogdon's pitch. It's a little bit high and a little bit out. Ball 1, count is 1-1 to Bachman. So we have Bachman at the plate for the Villagers and Brogdon on the mound for Cumberland Christian. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch is over for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. Count's even up with deuces. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the center fielder, Natalie Bachman. Bases loaded. Brogdon, low and in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strike. Count is full. 2 outs. Brogdon's pitch is swung on and fouled off into the Cumberland Christian dugout. Staying alive is Natalie Bachman. The pitch is grounded to third base, gathered by Rodriguez, and stepping on the third base bag for the force out, and that's out number 3. So Our Lady Mercy Academy scores 4 in the second, and that'll make the lead Our Lady Mercy Academy 9, Cumberland Christian 0. We'll be back for the top of the third. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking at the beautiful campus of Our Lady Mercy Academy. We're going to the top of the third here. Haley Dobelman on the mound doing a good job in the first 2 innings for the Villagers. She's going to face Riley Ann, Kaylee Brogdon, and then back to the top of the order of Brielle Bernsteel. The first pitch is a strike, so the count is 0-1 here in the top of the third to Riley Ann. Second pitch is over as well. The count is now 0-2. There are some defensive changes for the Villagers. Jules Falsetti is in playing left field now. Danielle Amato is in center. That pitch is hit down the right field line, but foul. And the right fielder for Our Lady Mercy Academy at this time is Madison Bullock in right. So Falsetti now in left, Danielle Amato in center, and Madison Bullock in right. Count is 0-2. Villagers hold a 9-0 lead. They scored 5 in the first, 4 more in the second. That pitch there is down low, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to the 9-hole hitter, number 9, Riley Ann. I apologize. They called it a strike. Sorry about that. He didn't make a strike signal, so fooled me. So we're going to go to the designated hitter, who is now on the mound, and that's Kaylee Brogdon. So there's 1 down here in the third. A ball to Brogdon. That ball is hit foul, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Kaylee Brogdon. That ground ball fouled down the left field line. After Brogdon will be the top of the order, as stated, which is Brielle Bernsteel here in third. Dobelman's pitch is a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is fouled over the Our Lady Mercy Academy dugout usually it'd say into the stands, however here into the trees. Brogdon steps back in. Dobelman's pitch is high and outside, and that makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the third for the Cumberland Christian Crusaders. High and outside again, and the count is now full. Dobelman's pitch is swung on and hit down the right field line. However, it's short fly ball. First baseman cannot come up with it. Brogdon's going to look to go to 2, and the ball returns back to the pitcher, Doberman, and Kaylee Brogdon is in with a double at second. It was hit down the right field line. Right fielder couldn't come in and make the play. First baseman couldn't get out quick enough to make the play, and Brogdon ends up with a double. Brielle Bernsteel now, top of the order for the Crusaders. 1 out here in the top of the third. Pitch is swung and foul tipped straight back into the cage. No balls and 1 strikes to Brielle Bernsteel. Dobelman's pitch is swung on and missed. Brogdon's going to look to take third, and she does so. She's called safe at third. Stolen base for Kaylee Brogdon. So she hits a double and then takes third, stealing. The count is no balls and 2 strikes to the hitter, which is the leadoff hitter, Brielle Bernsteel. The pitch, ground ball hit back to Dobelman. She's going to go home to get Brogdon. She can't do so. Catcher cannot come up with it. And safe at first is Bernsteel. Kaylee Brogdon scores, and the Crusaders of Cumberland Christian are on the board.
Now batting, number 10, Lydia Gardella.
And now batting is number 10, Lydia Gardella. She plays first for the Crusaders. Bernsteel's on first. She's going to look to take second to throw down, and is in time, and Bernsteel is out, caught stealing. And that's out number 2. For the Crusaders. Cumberland Christian looking to get a little bit aggressive on the base paths here. Brogdon, after hitting the double, was able to steal third and did so successfully. Bernstein looking to steal second right there and was unable to do so on a good throw by the catcher, Sofrin. Sofrin came up firing, was able to cut down the runner on caught stealing. So we have 1 ball and 1 strike now to Gardella. Dobelman's pitch. Ground ball hit back to her. She'll go to first with it. And that's thrown away. First baseman cannot come up with that one. And Gardella will be safe at first. So Dobelman tried to go home. Threw a ball low and in the dirt. Unable to be gathered by the catcher, Sofrin. And now she throws a ball to first, which is unable to be gathered by Driscoll. And the Crusaders have a runner on with 2 outs here in the third. That'll bring to the plate Leah Rodriguez. Pitches swung on and missed for a strike. No balls and 1 strikes to Leah Rodriguez. 9-1 Villagers. Cumberland Christian scoring their first run here in the third. This pitch is foul tipped straight back into the cage. No balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. Dobelman's pitch is swung on and missed, and that will end the inning. So, not before, however, Cumberland Christian puts a run up on the board. It's 9-1 Villagers. We'll be back for the bottom of the third. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You look at the banner that covers the right center field wall. A gorgeous facility here at Our Lady Mercy Academy. Grounds on the property are beautiful. Sun is shining, wind's blowing out the right. The softball field that they have here, which is Jamie S. Cook Field. Jamie S. Cook was a wonderful softball coach here at Our Lady Mercy Academy for a long time. Had a great record here and well-deserved in the field being named after her. She was just a wonderful, wonderful lady. She coached softball here when I was coaching basketball here back in 2005 to 11. And just a wonderful person. And she deserves everything she gets in the honor of the field being named after. So we're going to start the top of the 3, and it's the top of the order for Our Lady Mercy Academy. Riley Welker to lead things off here in the third. Kaylee Brogdon, who came in to pitch, throw strike 1 to Welker. Brogdon came into the pitch in the second inning. Brogdon's second pitch is on the inside half, and that is strike 2. So it's no balls and 2 strikes to Welker. Our Lady Mercy Academy was able to put 5 up in the first and 4 in the second. They do hold a 9-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. Swinging and missing is Riley Welker, and Welker goes down swinging for the first out here of the third. And as we said, there were some changes made defensively for OLMA, and this is one of them. Jules Falsetti came into play left field in the third inning, and she steps to the plate now. Jules Falsetti, she wears number 23. It's no balls and 1 strike to Falsetti. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes to Falsetti. 1 down here in the third, 9-1 OLMA. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. Brogdon strikes out 2 in a row here for Cumberland Christian in the bottom of the third. And that should bring to the plate third baseman Izzy Quinlan. Brogdon in a little bit of a groove here. That pitch is hit. Line drive right at the center fielder. That's over her head. She cannot come up with it. Is Dawson. Rounding first is Quinlan. She'll go the second, and now she's going to take third. And that would be a double and an error on Cumberland Christian. But Izzy Quinlan rotes a double to straightaway center. Over the head of the center fielder, Dawson. And Quinlan finds herself at third here with 2 outs. OLMA looking to tack another one on. And that'll bring to the plate number 21, the catcher, Tegan Safran. Brogdon's pitch is grounded to the shortstop, who comes in charge, and she looks to make a play. It's not in time. The throw goes over the first baseman's head and out of play. Scoring on the play is Izzy Quinlan. And going to second on the play is Tegan Safran. So we're going to mark it an infield hit for Safran, and then she takes second on the throwing error. The lead is now 10-1 Our Lady Mercy Academy. There's time called on the play. Meeting.
Attention, please. Courtesy runner for the catcher.
There is a courtesy.
Number 4, Erica Frias.
Erica Frias is a courtesy runner for the catcher, which is Tegan Safran, so she can get ready to get into the field. And the runner is Erica Frias.
Now batting number 10, Haley Dobelman.
Haley Dobelman, who is Our Lady Mercy Academy's pitcher, is at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Now it's 2 balls and no strikes to Dobelman. OLMA with 1 here in the third. 10 total. Have 2 down, however, here in the third. Swing and a miss by Dobelman. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count with 2 outs. Swing, line, drive, right center field. That's going to get in the gap, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Frias will score. Dobelman will get into the second with a double, and OLMA puts another run up on the board on an RBI double by Haley Dobelman.
Number 7, Marley Garner.
Now batting will be number 7, Marley Garner, with Dobelman at second. Pitch is high and outside. Ball 1. So Dobelman helps herself out on the mound with an RBI double to right center, and that one was laced into the gap. Pitch inside half of the plate. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Garner. 11-1 Villagers. That pitch is swung on and missed by Garner. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. That pitch gets away from the catcher, and taking third will be Dobelman. Line drive, foul down the third base line. It was actually off the end of the bat a little bit, but it looked like it could have stayed fair. Did not, however. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the third. Bottom of the third, that is. That pitch is up and in, up a little bit and in a little bit, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm sorry, full count, 3-2 to Marley Gerner. And that is strike 3 to Gerner, and the Crusaders are out of the inning. So the Villagers score 2 runs here in the third, and the Villagers lead 11-1. We're going to go to the top of the fourth when we come back. Welcome back to Our Lady Mercy Academy. We just started the top of the fourth. It's a strike to Denali Soto. Haley Dobelman on the mound for the Villagers. She did give up 1 in the third, however, that's the only one. So the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Soto. Dobelman's pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3 to Soto. I have that as 7 strikeouts in the game so far for Dobelman. And now batting is Brooklyn Dawson, center fielder for the Crusaders. Pitches up high and out, ball 1 to Dawson. Dobelman's pitch. Ground ball hit to the shortstop, charged by the Villager shortstop, Welker. Makes the play over the first, and that's the second out of the inning. So Dawson grounds out 6-3. Second out of the inning here for Cumberland Christian, and that should bring to the plate the third baseman, Evelyn Frierksen.
Now batting, number 26, Evelyn Frierksen.
Pitch is swung on, missed by Frierksen. That's strike 1. So we have equipment and paperwork flying everywhere here at the Villagers. That ball is hit foul straight up in the air. And it's a foul ball, so that's strike 2. There was no sign by the umpire, so I apologize for the delay. He actually just put a safe sign out, so We are telecasting this game from center field, if you could believe that. That pitch is up high and outside, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Frieriksen with 2 down here in the 4th. That pitch is swung on and fouled down the right field line. Frieriksen the bat for the Crusaders. Facing Haley Dobelman. She swings. Frieriksen swings through that one and misses, and that's strike 3 for the 3rd out here of the 4th. So the Crusaders go down 1-2-3 here in the 4th. Our Lady Mercy Academy will come to bat in the bottom of the 4th, up 11-1. Okay, welcome back to Our Lady Mercy Academy. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. And back on the mound, it looks as though Kaylee Brogdon has gone to center field. And back on the mound for the Crusaders of Cumberland Christian is Brielle Bernsteel. Coming to bat for the Villagers will be 7-8, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, which, if my book is right, should be Madison Bullock, Ava Jo Driscoll,
Leading off for the Villagers, number 16,
and Danielle Amato. Bullock steps to the plate, takes ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 11-1 OLMA. They scored 5 in the first, 4 in the second, and 2 more in the third. Bernsteel's pitch is up high, 2 balls and no strikes to Madison Bullock. That pitch is inside. 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0 count to Bullock. I believe she is hit by the pitch there. So she will take first base. And that'll bring to the plate Ava Jo Driscoll.
Number 5, Ava Jo Driscoll.
And again, you have to pardon me for the some of the little bit of the miscommunication. As I said, I'm telecasting this game and calling this game from out in center field, where the sun is shining bright in our face and there's shadows over the dugouts and home plate. So that's 2 strikes to Ava Jo Driscoll. Nobody out here in the 4th. Madison Bullock is on first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch is over. And okay. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That pitch is grounded down the third baseline, but foul. So Ava Jo Driscoll stays alive in the count, hitting a foul ball down the third baseline. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one out here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch is up a bit high, and the count is now full. And Ava Jo Driscoll draws a walk. So that'll move Bullock to second. Driscoll on first. First and second for the Villagers. Nobody out. And I believe number 13, Danielle Amato, is up the bat for the Villagers. She hits a ground ball to second. That's through the infield, through the right side of the infield, and the bases are now loaded on a single by Danielle Amato. Ball was hit on the ground in between first and second, found a hole, and a base hit for Danielle Amato to load the bases. Back to the top of the order for the Villagers. Riley Welker steps in with them loaded to face Brielle Bernsteel. Another timeout by the Crusaders of Cumberland Christian. Coach Joel comes and steps to the mound to talk to Bernsteel once again. Discussion between Coach Joel and the umpire. So Bernsteel will retake the mound. And as stated, back to the top of the order go the Villagers to number 2, Riley Welker. Now the umpires will meet. And again, I'm not sure what this is all about, folks, so I would know a little more if I was behind home plate. Unable to pick up what's going on from out here in center field. Now the home plate umpire, the head umpire, will meet with the head coach of OLMA, Rebecca Stager. Okay, so now there's an out on the board. Apparently they're correcting a mistake in Ava Jo Driscoll. They're now calling was a strikeout and shouldn't have been at first or on the bases at all. So there's one out, and that was the strikeout to Ava Jo Driscoll. So the OLMA has first and third with one out now. And that's a pitch that gets high and inside to the backstop. And taking second is Amato. So Amato, who singled, is now at second. Madison Bullock walked. She's at first. There's a ball hit the right field, and that's over the head of the right fielder. However, foul. Riley Welker hit a shot to right field, however, landed just foul. We're in the bottom of the fourth with one out, 11-1 OLMA. Bernsteel's pitch is over for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2 strikes to Welker. Welker is the Villager shortstop. The 1-2 pitch is up high. Count is now even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the leadoff hitter, Riley Welker. Runners on second and third. Bernsteel's pitch up a little bit high, and the count is now full. Welker has 2 runs scored in this game on 2 walks. I'm sorry, a walk and a single. That pitch is up high, and she walks again. So Welker's on base all 3. I'm sorry, she did strike out, so she's on base 3 of the 4 times. And the bases are now loaded. Bullock's at third. Amato's at second. Welker, who just walks, at first. And Jules Falsetti steps to the plate, who came into the game for Devin Powell after Devin Powell had scored 2 runs on 2 walks. Looks as though a runner was just scored on a hit by pitch. So Bullock scores. To third is Amato. To second is Welker. And Falsetti's at first. Izzy Quinlan. Steps to the plate. Pitch is up high. Runners cannot advance. 12-1 Villagers as they tack on another one here in the fourth. 1 out here in the fourth. Bernsteel's pitch. Shot. Foul, however. Into the third base Crusader dugout. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Izzy Quinlan. That ball's inside, and that gets to the backstop. However, runners cannot advance again. 3 balls and 1 strike to the 3-hole hitter, number 18, Izzy Quinlan. That's a shot to left field, down the left field line, and that's a base hit. 1 run will score. Rounding second is Falsetti. She will score. I'm sorry, Welker scores. Falsetti now goes to third. Or stays at second. Okay. Went halfway and went back. So Amato scores on the play. Welker scores on the play. Single by Quinlan. And as stated, Falsetti is at second. Tegan Sofrin, the Villager catcher, now steps into the box. Ball gets to the backstop, and Falsetti will now take third, which is where it looked like she wanted to go on the base hit to left, but now gets there. Quinlan will also take second on that play. Pitches up high again, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Sofrin. And she's hit by a pitch. So she will take first, and that loads the bases for the Villagers. And that'll bring to the plate the Villager pitcher, Haley Dobelman, who roped a line drive double into the right center field gap in her last at bat. Erica Frias will be a courtesy runner for the catcher, Tegan Sofrin, at first base. Dobelman, the pitch to Dobelman is over for a called strike. Pitch is up high. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike to Haley Dobelman. Bases are loaded with Villagers, as they've tacked on 3 more here in the 4th. Pitch is up high. Pitch is high again, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Dobelman. No place to put Dobelman here. Falsetti's at third, Quinlan's at second, and Sofrin's at first, which is now Frias running for her. And that pitch is up high, ball 4. That's a walk. Falsetti will score. To third is Quinlan. To second is Frias. And that's a walk by
number 7, Marley Gerner.
Dobelman. Now batting for the Villagers is number 7, second baseman Marley Gerner. Pitch is up high, ball 1 to Gerner. Pitch is up high again. That's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Gerner. 4 here in the inning here in the 4th for the Villagers. Up 15-1 as they've scored in every inning. Pitch is up high. 3 balls and no strikes to Gerner. Our Lady Mercy Academy with this at bat by Gerner has now batted around here in the 4th. Pitch is over, I believe, for a called strike, and it is. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Gerner. That pitch is over for a called strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gerner. The count is now full. And that is strike 3. And that is the second out of the inning. So Bernstein strikes out Gerner. And that will bring to the plate Madison Bullock, who didn't start the game but came in for Sadie Seabrook to play right field. So the right fielder Madison Bullock is up, who started the inning by getting hit by a pitch. And that is over for a called strike to Bullock. The pitch is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Bullock is hit by a pitch for the second time in this inning. And that will be the 5th run of the inning. So that takes care of the 4th, and that they're calling it a ball game. Okay, so here we go. So we'd like to thank you for tuning in to BFA Sports here at Our Lady Mercy Academy. The final score today, with the OLMA Villagers hosting the Cumberland Christian Crusaders, is Our Lady Mercy Academy 16, Cumberland Christian 1. Once again, we thank you for tuning in to BFA Sports. For Steve Westcott and our entire BFA staff, we'd like to see you the next time you play ball.